Welcome to Gear Shift, a podcast dedicated to all aspects of vehicle ownership with your hosts, Christoph and Casper.
It sounds so good.
It's a change of pace.
It is a change of pace.
Welcome to Gear Shift, everyone. We're here. For those of you just coming back, welcome back. And for those of you it's your first time, welcome. Pull up a chair. Stay a while. Make yourself comfortable for the next hour or so.
Might want to get some coffee.
Maybe.
Nice little beverage.
Maybe. I mean, by the time they listen to it, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. But hey, you don't have to listen to where it airs. You can listen to it late at night.
Yeah,
you can put on a nice robe. Pull up a nice Chianti and some farva beans. Welcome back. I'm Christoph, and always I'm joined by
Casper.
And we have a very special guest host
Hold on
with
1
us.
second. It has been a while.
It has been a while. We haven't done the stinger in a while.
Yeah.
We have a very special guest host, but before we get into who that magical being is, this is episode 12. We're going to be talking about pickup trucks. We all have a good dip of Copenhagen in right now. We're wearing our best Levi's and we're cracking Coors Light, a nice warm Coors Light. We got our boots on, best cowboy hat,
and we just done got killed some asses or something.
That's right. We got a pick 'em up truck out back, and we're gonna go for a ride. Maybe get some mudding done. And hey, if pickup trucks weren't so important, Joe Diffie wouldn't have written a song about it. You know what I mean? There's something women like about a pickup man. All right.
We're really hitting that stereotype right now. Jeez.
Well, stereotypes are there for a reason.
They are.
Well, before we dive into it here, we got a couple little things we need to cover here. First up is our sponsor. Yeah, he's the only one that keeps the lights going on this project, and God knows why. But it's the Bearded Detailer. You know him. You love him. If you don't know him, you probably don't love him. And if you don't love him, you probably don't know him. But you should. So it's the Bearded Detailer. He's located in Center Valley, PA. It's your best choice for automotive detailing solutions. Anything from a basic wash up to a wax and even ceramic coatings. You name it, he'll help you out. He'll find a package that will best fit what you need. Also, if you need to contact him, 570-205-0255 or thebeardeddetailer.com. And while you're on the website, head on over to the swag store while you're there. Sure, why not? He's got everything from cleaning supplies, OEM maintenance parts, performance parts, some Laminex, and here's a little treat just for you. Come in closer, come in closer.
He doesn't mean us.
Are you listening? You ready? If you use promo code GEARSHIFT on checkout, you'll get a nice 10% off your order.
That sounds pretty smooth and creamy to me.
Oh, that's a little something just for you.
Yeah.
Our way of giving back. Every little bit counts. Next up on the checklist of things we need to talk about before we talk about other things to talk about is Wookiees. We're going to mention Wookiees in the Woods.
Coming up.
Last week we talked about that we're going to be down there, and we just want to remind you guys we're going to do a bunch of little 10-minute interviews. We want to meet with you guys. I know a lot of you are that listen to the show are going to go to Wookiees, and a lot of you that are going to Wookiees might be listening to the show. So we want to interview a bunch of you. Just something short, like 10, 15-minute little interviews with people. Where are you from? What car do you drive? How many years you've been coming? And what your favorite part of the event is. That's what we want to talk to you about. And as we mentioned last week, we do have an interview locked in with Abe.
Ooh, nice.
He is the coordinator for the show. He's been the main meat and potatoes, if you will, behind putting the show together or event together every year. So that'll be good.
Don't call it a show, man. It ain't a show.
It ain't a show. It ain't a show. There's no scene points at this event. So, but we will be in cabin, I believe, if I remember correctly, 1716.
I think that's it.
We will have a banner. I'm trying still to get the Gear Shift banner made prior to going. If not, the Bearded Detailer banner will be hanging outside of our cabin. So we'll have our radios on.
There'll be a way to recognize us.
Yeah, we'll have our radios on. Just let us know you want to. We'll probably set up like a 2-hour span that we're at the cabin if you just want to swing by, and we'll record whoever's there, and we'll piece it all together, and you'll be world famous.
Yeah. I mean, literally.
I mean, we had a download in Brazil this
did.
week. So Brazil, Poland, India, Canada, and
We're
United
getting
States.
international.
That's right. We're doing good. We're pushing about 1,000 downloads a month, which is very good.
Pretty solid, yeah, for sure.
Do we have anything else to cover? Oh, well, in the intro, you heard at the top of the show, we have a new car.
We do.
We have a new car. So of course, a new car means a new contest. So for the next 10 episodes, for the next, for the
duration of these 10 episodes.
Yeah, for the duration of these 10 episodes, we will be playing that same car over and over, and you get to guess it. So as we discussed on episode 10, we are not going to be as picky. We just want to know the engine.
Yeah, this one's a little bit easier. Engine or the car, I guess in this case, we can throw that hint out right off the bat. It's not a swap.
Yeah,
this isn't a swapped car. It's an
OEM car.
It's an OEM car. It's
it probably has work done to it, but
yeah.
It's an OEM setup.
Yeah,
OEM setup, and go to thebeardeddetailer.com/gearshift and submit your answer. It is not going to be a first come first serve. It is going to be a random pick. So it's going to be luck of the draw. Everyone submit your answer. The more you know about the car, the better, but it's not going to increase your chances of winning. So all the names are going to go into a hat, and then
unless you offer some services on the side.
I mean, if favors are welcome, favors still don't guarantee it. We just like favors. So so you submit your answer, and then on the 20th episode, we will announce who the winner is, and it will be a random draw. Pretty simple as that.
Yep.
Let's see here. I believe that's it.
I think that's pretty much
it. That's it. So
we gotta introduce our wonderful guest.
We are welcoming back Ryan. Ryan Mindler. It is good to have you back.
Hey, thanks. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, it's good to have you back, man. It really is. So you're here, obviously, because you like trucks.
Heck yeah. Tell you what.
America.
I got me one outside.
That's right, you do. You have why don't you tell the audience what kind of truck you have?
I got me a Ford F-150.
150.
Yes, sir.
Is that it? Yes, sir.
Too authentic.
Do you what package is it? Is that the XT?
No, it's the STX.
STX. I forget their letters and shit.
Yeah, it's just the dumbed down version. It's the working man's truck.
What does Ford go with their trim levels here? You got
there's the plain and simple one, and then there's there's the STX,
which is a little less
the XL, the XLT, the FX4. Then they have
that's a lot of complicated
the Lariat.
They do. And
King Ranch.
That sounds really.
They
complex.
never used to have that many though. It was you had the F-150 XL,
yeah,
and then XLT. Mm-hmm. That was pretty much it.
Yeah,
I was gonna say they usually add on a letter.
Yeah.
They had the Lariat. That's been around.
Well, it depends on
for a
how
while.
far back you go.
I mean, my parents had a Lariat back in '97.
I was gonna say Lariat was still back in the '90s. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to pull up what they.
And now they have the Platinum Edition.
King Ranch.
Yeah, King Ranch. That's been around for a while too.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I'm pulling up F-150 model and specs. Let's see what they got here. Okay, so
it seems like they just toss random letters and
we got a Ford.
Yeah, they really do.
They really do, right?
We got an F-150 XL.
Okay.
F-150 XLT.
Okay.
F-150 Lariat.
All right.
F-150 Raptor.
Yeah.
F-150 King Ranch. F-150 Platinum. And not to be confused with the top of the line F-150 Limited.
Oh,
$60,000. Is what that
they get up there when you do all the packages.
Yeah, and of course this is the starting. Mm-hmm. By the time you walk in the dealer, you're not walking out. Yeah,
but I feel like there has to be, I feel like for a non-truck guy, which is myself, because I've never really owned a truck, it seems like it's a lot of money for a truck. But then I look at how in demand kind of they are. Like people really, really buy trucks. Like for example, Paul just sold his truck.
Yeah.
No, not the old one. This one. I just sold it for him. Well, not in sell it for him, but he just sold the
Wait, the
green
one
truck.
he just picked up?
Yes. It's gone. I put it on Craigslist.
Wait. Not the one with the broken transmission.
No.
That's
the other
gone.
one. Yes.
The one he bought to replace the broken transmission.
I put his
Didn't he just
truck,
get something else though to replace that?
I just put his the truck on Craigslist at like 11 a.m. and it was gone by 7 p.m. Yeah, it was gone.
For two-wheel drive.
For a two-wheel drive truck with 175K on it. It was
surprising.
Gone. He probably, his asking price was maybe a little bit lower than what it could have been, but I mean, the car was literally gone in a few hours. So, yeah, I mean, there's definitely a demand for them. People want trucks. I get it.
See, okay, so I've had pickup trucks. I've had two, and my dad has always had at least one because of having horses and having to haul a trailer and whatnot. So, and I grew up in a community where trucks, if you didn't have a truck, well, you're not from around these parts, are you, Skeeter? So up there it was kind of a necessity. Down here, I don't.
It's a necessity for some, but not for all that drive trucks.
I sometimes feel people buy trucks for the wrong reasons.
Okay.
For example, I'm going to rag on Alex a little bit, and I would do it if Alex was here, but I'm going to rag on him. I think he used that truck for its main purpose maybe twice.
Yeah.
You know, and I forget who the comedian was that said it, and it's an awesome analogy. Owning a pickup truck but never using it is like walking around with an empty suitcase. Oh, are you going to go traveling? No, but I could. Like that. Oh, you have a pickup truck. Are you going to haul anything? No, but I could. You know, and yeah, and I mean, I think truck commercials are unrealistic too.
Yeah.
God,
The Chevy and Ford one.
Yeah, buy this truck. You can put 9 million pounds of gravel in the back, and it won't break.
Yeah.
Yeah, bullshit. The average person wants it for in case they do have to throw some extra stuff in the back. They want it for the 4-wheel drive and the clearance. Mm-hmm. And honestly, like your truck, the cab has a decent amount of room.
Oh yeah.
You have a full 4-door.
Yep.
It's a full size 4, so it's not just an extended cab. Is that crew cab, I guess, considered?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a crew cab.
Because they've changed the names over it too. It used to be extended cab, then you had
Super cab.
Super cab, and then is super cab still around? Is that still a thing, or did they drop the name and it became crew?
I think they dropped the name of super cab and made it just the extended cab.
So the super was the extended.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that makes sense.
And then the crew cab is the 4-door.
And then you go back to when the extended cabs never opened,
Yeah.
which was the mid '90s,
or just the one side would open.
So if you don't have a crew cab, do you technically have a coupe?
It's a 2-door.
It's a coupe.
Yeah, I got an
F-150 coupe.
I got an F-150 coupe. You know, it's the European version.
It's got the 1.6 liter V3.
I mean, okay. Is this your first truck that you've had?
Yes.
Okay, but you've grown up with trucks.
Yes.
Okay, so your dad's always had trucks. Mm-hmm. All right, Mr. Talkative, you might have to branch out a little bit here.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Okay, no, actually, for those listening, I've had to edit out so much of what Ryan's had to say because he's talking too
It's
much.
nonstop.
No,
It's ridiculous.
I've had to edit everything he says out.
I have this habit when I get nervous. I talk a lot.
It's a fact. Yeah. So what kind of your family's been traditionally Ford, right?
Yes.
Okay.
They've actually started out in 96. They made a model. They got a Lariat. It was the 97 model. And ever since then, they've had the F-150.
97, was that the first year they went roundish? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was the more round one.
Yeah, with not the square headlights.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. 96 was the last year for the square, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was.
Okay. And for those listening who are truck people, you're going to hear a bias here because I'm also a Ford guy and Ryan's a Ford guy. Casper doesn't give a shit.
Nope. No fucks given. It's big and you can put stuff in it.
And
That's fine.
I know we've talked about this in like the car scene.
Actually, I think I do have my favorite truck of all time, and that is a Toyota pickup.
Okay, well we'll get into that. I do like Toyota pickups.
They were cool. Well, I'm talking about like the old school, like the Toyota pickup.
Like a Hilux?
Yeah, like that.
Honestly, those shits I would own a Hilux in a heartbeat. You cannot kill those things.
That's what I mean.
100% cannot kill those things.
Fucking God.
That's why it's the official truck of the ISIS and the Taliban.
So many over in Afghanistan. It's
Oh my God,
ridiculous.
yeah. And who knows? I would imagine most of those are not the original motors.
Probably not.
They're running on like camel semen because they run out of oil. I don't know. Yeah, they probably found a way to efficiently run off the sand over there. But we talked about this a little bit when we talked about the car scene and bias and stuff like that. And if you want to talk about a group of vehicle owners that have grudges against each other, Volkswagen and Honda ain't got shit on the Ford, Chevy, and Dodge people. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And honestly, that was growing up. It was because a big truck farming community. So it was, oh, you got a Ford, found on road dad, fixed and repaired now. Like, would you rather be stroked or coming? You know, it's there. It's honestly there. Like, oh, you get Chevy people. Oh, you should have bought a Chevy. Shouldn't have bought a Ford. Oh, you bought a Dodge. Oh, you shouldn't have bought a Ford. You know, it's and honestly, at the end of the day, they're all the same.
It's a truck.
It's a truck, man, and
Pushing some buttons there, Beardoff. I'm sure.
I'm sure. I'm absolutely sure. All of you are wrong.
Everybody.
You should buy a Ford. Anyway. No, I mean, I've driven in Chevys. My dad has had his Chevy 20. I think he has a 2500. I don't know if he has a 1500 or not. I can't remember. He's had his for a while, and he's going through the typical old truck with rusted brake lines and frame and stuff like that.
Which
He's
is
going
to be expected over time. I mean,
yeah, and that's a big thing with trucks. It's bigger. It's going to cost more. Period. That's just the way it is. You know?
the heavier the duty, the more the cost is.
Absolutely.
For repair.
I learned a little bit about this working at Kresge. There were some people who would bring their even SUVs, and a lot of the SUVs are on truck frames. So like the Suburban is a 1500, and I think even down to is it a Yukon? Not
well, the Yukon
Yukon's
is
GMC.
Yeah, the
but that's
Yukon
a
is a
1500.
Suburban.
Oh no, Suburban is still its own. No, Suburban is big.
Well,
it doesn't get much bigger.
There's a Yukon. There's the Suburban.
Oh no, I'm thinking of the No,
The Tahoe is
and Denali.
yeah. A Yukon.
Denali.
The Yukon comes in a regular Yukon, and then there's the Yukon XL, which is the
Suburban.
the bigger edition.
Okay. So wait, so they do make a small Yukon and a big Yukon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I didn't know they did the two for that. Okay, see, you learn something every day. But those are on truck frames.
Yeah.
So they're heavy duty. But when you look at the suspension geometry of that stuff, you have to check ball joints and stuff like that a lot more frequently because they're going to go bad. But they're bigger. Bigger is not always better, and it comes down to what you need it for.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started on if you want to put a plow in the front of your truck.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't take into consideration. Oh, you put a plow on. Be
You wanna
prepared to
upgrade
replace
that-
your front
that
end.
front suspension. You want the heavy duty front suspension.
Yeah, you'll blow everything out very, very quickly because plows are not light.
No, they're not at all.
Even the little plow I got on my tractor, that's heavy. For a small garden tractor, I have a harder time steering that because it's manual steering, compared to when I have the deck on. The deck is nice and because there's no weight on the front end. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, there's so much you can do with trucks. Trucks are pretty versatile. I mean, you can lift them, you can lower them. But trucks are fun. Trucks are pretty cool. I always liked having a truck because your level of caring is gone. Like,
Oh yeah.
and you know this.
I know that
so
perfectly.
Tell everybody what car you came from,
I had a Mark V Volkswagen GLI.
which was bagged,
Yes.
and you got rid of it and got the truck.
Oh yeah.
So that's a huge 180.
I still swerve potholes.
I was gonna say it's like it's inbred after a while.
It's in.
And really, it has less to do about whether you're going to.
Just protecting your vehicle. Like
Well,
yeah.
you set your alignment off. It doesn't matter how
Yeah.
low or high your car is. If you hit a bump, or a pothole, you're gonna mess up. You slowly set your alignment out of whack. It's just gonna happen.
But like certain roads I wouldn't drive down. Now I'm like, let's get this. Let's go.
Fuck it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Go tear it up.
I really miss driving like back home was all dirt, a lot of dirt roads. I miss driving around back roads at nighttime, just in a truck, not caring, just flying.
Yeah. So like we would, I'd be like, oh, we can't take my car because I know the roads that we got to go down.
Yep.
I can't go down them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now I'm just like, we
Let's
could
go.
take my truck. It's no big deal.
Let's only take my truck.
Let's never take anything else again.
now yours has the what? The 5 liter, the 5.0.
Yep.
Okay. What does Ford? They still offer the 4.6?
No, they have.
Oh, they replaced it with
it's
the EcoBoost,
yeah, it's
right?
the EcoBoost now.
What are they? Are they
The 3.5.
3.5?
3.5
Which-
twin turbo.
Those EcoBoosts.
The torque on them is nice.
Well, with one turbo, you're already adding a pretty good torque. You're adding torque right
Yeah.
there. And once you throw a second one on, it's nice. But I've seen what people are doing with EcoBoost now.
Well, that's what they have in the new Raptors. They put the 3.5 V6 in it with the twin turbo, and they upgraded the turbos.
Now, the SVT is supercharged, though, right? That's actually a supercharged 5 liter, I think.
Which one? The Raptor?
That's that not the Raptor. Is that the Velociraptor? Or
No, that's
No,
that's
they-
the regular.
I don't even know.
There's a Velociraptor now. I haven't seen any, but I know they're crazy expensive.
I don't know if they have a specialty.
I was gonna say they are. They're
The Raptors are expensive too. Even a used one that's got 80,000 miles on it.
Well, it says here, the
$40,000.
a new Raptor starts at 50, so 49 and change. It starts at for just the Raptor. But again, I thought there was like a performance version of the Raptor.
Well, it's the SVT Raptor.
Right. And I think is a
But-
5-liter supercharged.
No, they've had the 6.2 in them, and they've had the 3.5 V6 with the new ones are coming out with the twin turbo.
I'm fact checking you. That's a 6.2. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, you bad.
My bad.
Suck it, Trebek.
Your mother's a whore. And I'm sorry that I would take a Raptor. I would, but
They actually, some of the Platinums come with the 6.2 in them, and
really.
yeah, I mean that's a hefty. That's what comes in the 250 is the 6.2 V8.
But when you're getting the fuel economy down
Yeah.
below 20, 15, and that was the big reason why I got rid of my trucks. So I had two trucks. I had a 94 F-150 with that was just an XL. That had the inline 6, which was an awesome motor.
Yeah.
They used that motor for a long time. I don't think they changed that motor for about 15 years. They kept it they used it from the 80s all the way through the 90s. And it was a 5-speed. And extended cab, but the rears did not open, so you had to slide the seat forward to get into the back. And
So pointless.
Coupe.
yeah, it technically was a 2-door. It didn't open, so that was an awesome truck. I got that for a good price. 6-foot bed, dual tank. So I always loved the dual tank thing. That was nice. A pain to fill when they were both empty. But
Oh yeah, I wouldn't even want to imagine that.
I should start stuffing dollar bills into the gas tank. I'm like,
Yeah, because my gas tank's a 36 gallon,
oh god,
What?
and it was
Holy
down.
shit.
It was down at like a quarter tank yesterday, and I filled up, and the gas is like 239.
Yeah.
and it was like $67.
That's nuts,
crazy.
man. But hey, at least it wasn't years ago when gas was up near over 4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know, when I had my truck, I was lucky. It was still under 2. It was still under $2 a gallon. But even that hurt. I couldn't imagine having it now. I've toyed with the thought of getting a truck like randomly.
it's not bad. I get over 500 miles to the tank.
And that's the thing. So the fuel economy's changed over the years too. It's like the straight 6 was great on fuel, but even then it was still an old motor, so it wasn't the greatest. I'd get around like probably 20 or less. And then I had an 01 F-150 with the 5.4. Now,
That's a gas hog.
That is. The best I ever saw was on the highway at 16.
That's
16 miles per
horrendous.
gallon.
that's what I get about right now.
And that's when gas
But
was
that's
starting.
around town and
Yeah,
shit, right?
that's
Yeah.
around town.
And that was, I had that truck right around when, that was like 08 and 09. That's when gas started going up a
Yeah.
little bit there. And I ended up getting rid of that one because Crystal was pregnant with Chloe. I'm like, well, we really can't have again, I was extended cab too, but the rear door's open. But still, it wasn't enough room in the back seat of that for a baby carrier to sit right, a car seat to sit right. So I'm like, well, time to be responsible, time to get a car, time to get a sedan. And I ended up getting my GLI. I traded that in for my GLI. And the 94 I got rid of because I was deploying and I didn't want it to just sit around. So I ended up selling it to another guy in my unit who didn't deploy. It wasn't one of the old timers that didn't, just medically couldn't go. So he bought it off of me and never saw it again. I don't care. I didn't care. But I've liked trucks. I always have. I personally would buy a Ford again. Although I've had actually 2 people send me links of you can buy old military Humvees at auction for like $4,000 or less. Name the model. And you can get a 2-door up to the 4 doors. Yeah, I would. I'd get a 2-door in a heartbeat.
I don't know if you'd be able to get up your driveway.
Bullshit, I wouldn't be able to.
I don't know. The ones that I was driving,
Well, obviously they need work done to
Oh,
them.
yeah.
And they're not armored. The armor weighs them down a lot. So, but most of them are 6'2s or 6'5", depending on how new or old they are.
pedal to the metal, man.
The old ones were 6'2", and my dad actually had a 98 Hummer, which it's funny because you talk to Hummer people, and that's a whole nother. It ain't a truck. It's not a car.
It's a Hummer.
It's a Hummer. And it really was. They didn't like. No one liked saying they had a truck. But that was the civilian Hummers were fantastic. My only beef with them was interior room because of how far back the transmission sits in that.
Yeah,
everything sits so far back. Well, they have 2 radiators, don't they?
I have no idea.
They have one that's kind of like on a slant in front, kind of like the kind of like a Subaru has a top mount intercooler. But the way the hood is set up, it has the vent in the hood. That's where the radiator sits. So that sits so far forward, the engine has to sit back, and then the transmission sits back further than that. So when you're driving it, you just reach over, and that's the trans. It sits so far back.
You sit so far away from each other.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
You have to do that to touch the person next to you, and then probably lean a little bit too. And the way the dash is shaped, your inner leg, whether you're the driver or the passenger, hits that. It's not very comfortable for long trips, but not bad though. I mean, it had the 10 or 12 speaker system in it from with a dual 8-inch sub underneath the rear seat.
Oh,
From I think it was Bose.
Nice.
It pumped.
I would say
It bumped. It was
expect it to.
and it was nice because the speakers were mounted on the roof,
Oh, no.
aimed down at you, which was really awesome.
It's like I'm at a concert.
Yeah, and you could the civilians have the central tire inflation system, CTIS, so you could adjust the tire pressure from the driver's seat.
That's pretty dope.
It had dual gauges there, and you could just go psh, 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 up or down. The compressor was built into the truck.
That's pretty cool.
It was awesome. Yeah, my dad had a 99 F-150, so that same round year that your parents started with.
yeah. And then they had, my parents went to, I believe it was a 2003 or 2001. It was still the rounded
Yeah.
front, but they had the crew cab then.
I think 03 was the last year for that body style, and 04 began.
Yeah. I think it was an 03.
03 or 04 they changed.
And of course, it was a Lariat.
Of course.
And then they upgraded from that one to an 08 Lariat. But that was they went back down to the super cab because we were all grown up and out. And then they just got a 2014 Lariat crew cab with the EcoBoost in it. They like it. I mean, they tow a 31-foot camper with it.
I was just going to say, what did they use the truck for? What's their primary use?
They tow the camper.
And they always have? Is that their thing?
Yep.
That's why they own a truck? Mm-hmm. What do they have other than the truck? Do they have a separate vehicle? Second vehicle?
My dad's got like a little Acura TL or whatever it is.
You say it like there's something wrong with it.
I mean, it's
an
old.
Acura.
I think it's his grocery getter. He goes to the grocery store and buys stuff with it. They don't like to drive the truck all the time.
Well, yeah, because
The truck.
you start it up and you feel the earth getting like 10 degrees warmer.
Well, the truck is it's technically my mom's because she drives it all the time.
Would you like to give a shout out to your mom?
Hey, Mom. How are you?
Love you, Mom. I've always had that ongoing thing between Maddie, your mom, about who loves you more.
Yeah, you get them fired up on Facebook.
And the answer, because I have my own podcast, the answer is me.
And Mom, you can't say anything about it.
That's right. If she wants to say something about it, she can come on my show.
And speak.
She is welcome. She is welcome to come guest host anytime she wants, and we can have a debate.
Oh,
And you have to sit in the corner while we do it.
yeah. I don't want to be a part of it.
Facing the wall.
Well, someone, yeah, you have to face the wall. And just
There's shots fired already.
oh yeah, it's
It's going down.
got heated.
I'm yelling timber.
I'm I'm waiting for Maddie to come over and just slice my throat one of these days.
She might be here. You never know.
As everyone gazes behind their back.
She's creepy.
She's hiding in your bed of the truck, just waiting.
She's not going to be able to get out.
Oh, does the tailgate lock with that?
Yeah.
With the doors?
You can't open the tailgate from the inside.
You can't. You would think that'd be a safety feature.
You just
Because they know most people.
through the tonneau
No,
cover.
they know most people put a cap or a tonneau cover on it. I'm surprised someone hasn't yelled about that.
That is kind of.
I didn't really think about
I
that.
assumed it was like a thing.
Well, no, I just never. After all these years, I've never thought about that because
no.
you have safety releases in every trunk of every car, even a hatch. There's a safety release in like the R32. And
I think it's because most of the time, most people with trucks, their bed's open.
true.
They don't have like a tonneau cover or a cap on it or anything.
You would think there would be maybe like a factory option that, oh, you're buying this and you plan on putting this on, you're paid this much, upgrade, just swap out your tailgate because you don't need to do the locking system.
No,
on
you
that.
just swap out the tailgate.
It's just the
You
tailgate.
can open it from the inside.
We should get onto marketing that.
Dude, millions.
Patent it. If anyone's listening to the show and comes up with that idea, we said it here first. It's our idea. You owe us money. Money.
Hunt you down and gut you like a fish.
That's right. And then stick my hands in there to keep myself warm because in the wintertime it gets cold.
Like Luke Skywalker.
That's right.
Oh God. So we've determined that you are both Ford guys, right?
Yeah, but you know what? There's some things that appeal to me about Dodge and Chevy. Just
Well,
I love the way
has-
Chevy looks,
yeah,
the new
like,
Chevys.
Paul is like anti-Ford, for example. Like he's all about Chevys.
See, this is a prime
But
example
like
here, yeah.
we were just talking, and it's like not just trucks. I was bringing up to we were talking, and one of my coworkers who she does a lot of hill climb racing and stuff with her fiance. She travels a very long distance to work. Like long story short, so she upgrades cars kind of frequently. Like pretty much as soon as they're paid off within like a 4 or 5 year span, she's getting something else.
Right.
So currently she has like a 2012 WRX. It's got like 150K on it. The car runs practically mid because it's all highway, and she's a really solid driver and is like very anal about her maintenance. But
And it's completely symmetrical.
completely symmetrical.
Yeah.
And she's getting to that point where it's time to like, she's considering getting another car. And she's not one to like, oh, I'm going to go get myself an Altima as a daily. No, I'm going to get a WRX. I'm going to get an STI. I'm going to get an Evo. Like,
Yeah, because once you become accustomed to certain things, you
Yeah.
have to stick with that.
So-
It's very hard to go the other way.
So I was looking with her at the Focus RS, right? Because she's been thinking about it. She loves the RS.
Good luck getting one.
Well,
I saw
no.
one the other
I've seen a
day.
bunch, dude.
Or am I thinking of
I saw one the other day.
What's the one that they were impossible to give? Is it the
Initially they were, yeah, but they're all
there were
over the
waiting
place.
lists and
They're
shit for that?
all
one?
over the
Oh,
place.
really?
Yeah. And the cool thing is like, there people are like, I'm not spending fucking 45 grand on a hatch.
Well, that's the other part about that is
The price is high.
Well, because dealers they're marking them up
Yeah.
because they can because they know people want them.
But
they
I
don't
saw,
care.
but now I went back and I started looking around, cars.com, Auto Trader, the huge, and I'm fucking finding new ones for 36, 37. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I was looking around and I just happened to be looking at them, and I think I was talking to Paul. He goes, "Bro, what do you mean? Why would you even get a Ford?" I'm like, "Do you know what that is?" And he's like, "It's a Ford." I'm like, "No, it's a fucking Focus. Why would you get a Focus?" I'm like, that's like saying, why would you get an Impreza? Yeah, you don't get the Impreza. You get the WRX or the STI.
Why would you get a
The
Lancer?
sport package.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you get a Golf?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, realistically, why would you?
Why
get a
would
Golf?
you get a
but,
Golf? That's
but yeah, but like you get what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
like if they were cheaper, I would definitely consider a Focus RS or like a Mark 7 Golf R.
Yeah.
If the price was a little bit lower.
I think
But
the
it's
big
like,
key factor to that car is the fact that it's all-wheel drive.
yeah, and it's
Yeah.
a very advanced system. It's rear. It can be rear bias.
It has
based
drift
on
mode.
science. It has drift mode. Like people, there's a lot of
Did you know about that?
No, I
Yeah.
had no clue.
Yeah,
Does it?
you
Yeah.
push it. You push a button and it goes into drift mode, and you can just do donuts with it,
or actually drift it.
or
but
actually
yeah.
drift it. Yeah,
Ken Block.
I don't know why on earth the average person would want that, but
I think it's pretty cool. I mean, either way, it's a
Oh,
it's,
yeah,
it's
I
a feature
agree
that
with
most people won't use.
Yeah, I
but-
agree with
but
you
it
on
is
that
pretty
one,
cool.
yeah.
Or they'll try to use it and they'll wreck it. But
they use it in the wrong place.
Most likely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll most likely.
But
it's
yeah,
gonna
so
happen.
but going back to it, it's like Chevy. It's like as soon as you here's the word for it. There was a
Yep.
nice. I went to go get a haircut the other day.
Thanks for the invite, by the way.
It was a last minute add on, so whatever. I get there and
You're looking like a Wookiee.
Dude, I am. I'm getting shaggy as shit. I need one next
there's
week.
a little Focus ST in front of the shop, and I like those cars. They look pretty cool. It had some work done to it, so I walked by and I saw the guy going in. So I asked Paul, I'm like, "Yo, do you know whose ST that is?" He goes, "It's a fucking Ford, bro. I don't care." I'm like, "Dude, what is
Yeah.
with you in that shit?" Yeah. So
Yeah, it definitely, it's a huge mindset, and people shut down immediately as soon as
Yeah.
they know you have it. And I mean it when I say, like, everyone who thinks that like VW and Honda is the big rivalry.
No, it seems way worse.
It is worse in the truck community.
Ford and Chevy is probably
Yeah.
one of the
Yeah.
biggest.
Yeah,
rivalries.
Dodge is kind of the bastard.
Dodge
Yeah.
is that just kind of tries to get, I'm a truck too. Get the fuck away, Dodge. Nobody's
Yeah.
talking to you. Yeah,
no,
it's one of those.
No, definitely, it's Ford and Chevy. It's ridiculous. You can find video after video after video of people trying to just compete with those two.
Oh yeah, it goes way back.
Yeah.
Where they can.
Oh yeah, and you know what? The big thing is now Ford's big advertising gimmick is military grade
Aluminum.
aluminium. But anyone who's ever been in the military understands that Well, military grade is whoever bids the cheapest. It is, because everything in the military is done on a bid system.
Yeah.
So whoever's going to manufacture something, it has to be good.
They're getting
still.
they're getting
of
better.
Yeah, they are
like
getting
with the
better.
trucks, like
Yeah.
with Oshkosh and
Yeah, but still, it was
Oshkosh is
whoever
nuts.
could produce it the cheapest. It's still
Yeah.
a business. At the end of the day, you have to do things at a certain rate. So, yeah, I don't think Ford should be advertising military grade.
Well, most people don't know that.
No,
That's
most
the
people
thing.
don't. People think, oh, military. Oh, that must
they're
be
like,
good.
oh,
Fire must be the sturdiest thing in the world.
Just remember, MREs are also military grade.
yum.
They don't make you poop. It's true. But yeah, trucks are fun. And you have a tonneau cover on yours, right?
Yes.
Tonneau cover. Yeah.
Which is ideal if you don't want anything to get wet, but you're not like hauling like a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Like I have stuff in the back that I don't have to worry about getting wet.
It's just like having a big trunk,
Yeah.
but with the caveat that you can open it if you need something bigger that won't fit in the trunk.
And
That's
then
cool.
you can
Yeah.
lock the tailgate so that no one can get in.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you don't
Of
have
course
to-
no one's getting
Well,
out.
I mean, yeah.
We discussed that already.
Unless they're like really dedicated and they like cut the tonneau cover, but
And then you sue them for however much that tonneau cover costs.
not much.
Yours cost $1
But
million.
some tonneau covers get up there because
Oh,
they
yeah.
have like my parents' old one. They had an electric one where they would push a button and it would retract into like a
Yeah.
little box. It was really nice.
Yeah, there's so
It
many
was, like,
different types. You have the
$2,000.
Really?
you have
Yeah.
the solid color matched ones that they hinge up kind of like
Yeah,
a hood.
yeah.
You have those ones. I don't even want to know what those ones cost.
That's
Just-
probably money.
First of
Yeah.
all, they're color matched, so you got to get them painted to your truck. I guess
Yeah.
you don't have to.
Well, I know a
should.
lot of companies like ARE. They make the model of the Ford, like
Right.
how mine's blue flame metallic.
So it comes in that
It
already.
would come
yeah.
in that, yes.
It may not be 100% perfect, but like 90.
No,
at least
yeah,
90%.
you
Yeah.
can't tell it
Yeah.
to the naked eye, like unless you're like staring at it.
My eyes are always closed. My eyes are never naked because I'm blind without my glasses. Anyway, and then so you have the solid ones, and you mentioned the electric ones. Then you have like what you have,
They
which is
have-
like
yeah.
a trifold. Or
Yeah, it's a trifold soft,
Yeah.
and they have trifold.
which is nice because it has a rigid frame,
Mm-hmm.
so you don't have to roll it up. See, my dad had one where you had to roll it up,
Yeah,
and then it had to snap down, and that was a pain because you couldn't
yeah.
do
they
it in
have
cold
the-
weather.
They have the snap ones. They have the seal and peel.
There's zipper ones.
They have like my parents have one. It's a soft one, but it's a roll up. But the way they roll it up, there's bars in the tonneau cover, so when they roll it up, it just rolls up real nice, and then it velcros back down when you unroll it.
His just had the cross members, and you had to take them off.
Yeah.
So you literally had, and then you end up having to stretch it, and in cold weather, forget it.
Yeah.
We would only put it back on like in the middle of like at
When you
noon.
can stretch it,
at
yeah.
noon when the sun was out,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah,
nice and
heat it up.
warm.
Otherwise, fuck that.
That was the
Yeah.
only way we could do that. It sucked. Yeah, and then there's caps, obviously.
Yeah.
Which that's personal preference.
You know,
I like caps personally.
I'm not a cap fan. I think if you get a cap, you should like my truck. If I put a cap on it, it's pretty much like having the Excursion. So I should have just gotten an Excursion.
Yeah,
or
but
an Expedition.
Yeah, but you can't put, you can't put lumber in the back of an Excursion without putting seats down.
Well, actually,
and first, okay, hold on. Who's buying an Excursion in 2017?
that's
like
true.
that,
The Excursions are out. They might be making them again, which would be cool.
they should have never made that.
but they also have like the
They came
the,
with a V10, didn't they? They had two
a lot
options.
of the 250s came with V10s too.
But no, the Excursion had two options, right?
Yeah,
They
you
had
could get the
diesel or the
diesel
gas.
or the
Yeah.
gas.
Yeah.
Back then, it was the 7.3, and that was
And
the
you were
motor
getting
to get.
8 miles per gallon.
But that
or
motor,
less.
hey man, that motor tell you what,
Tell you what.
that's one of the best diesel motors out there.
Sorry, I had to spit out jaw. Right. Are you Copenhagen, man? Are you Skull or Copenhagen? You Skull Copenhagen. There's one right answer.
Hey man, I just like to chew.
As long as it fits in my mouth and makes me drool, I don't care.
Hell yeah.
By the way, have you ever drank spit?
No.
Just, I almost did.
Oh God.
It looked like soda or tea
God.
or whatever, and then I picked it up,
Oh,
No.
thinking that it was. And luckily, I
got a whiff of it before you.
Yeah, I got a whiff first. Ugh. No,
That would have
no.
ruined your life.
Oh yeah, I've seen people do it on
God.
accident. People that don't spit at all and they just swallow the chew spit. Dude, nasty. Yeah, I don't even want to talk about that. That's as American as it gets, though. Chewing.
America.
I told that teacher lady the only colors I need is red, white, and blue.
Hell yeah.
And I also told that teacher lady the only colors I need, the only letters I need is U.S. and A.
Huh. Fuck yeah.
She told me there was more to it, and I said, shut your mouth, you commie bitch. America.
I actually saw somebody, I forgot if it was a meme or like somebody took a screenshot of a text message, but it's like somebody sent somebody a message, what are you doing? And the guy sent back a picture of himself sitting on the toilet with a gun and with a knife. And he's like, can never be too prepared. When you know ISIS is plotting. I was fucking dying.
I saw that one.
Is that the way they... I think that's what he
today,
said.
I'm trying to take a poop, but I know ISIS
That's his
is out
plot.
there.
That's what it was.
There's people taking videos of themselves in the shower with their AR, like, not today, ISIS. Although, is it just me, or does any noise that happens when you're in the shower sound like a home invasion?
Oh, of course. Every single every fucking noise.
Like, what was that? Oh, it's just a cat.
I turn the shower off, get out real quick, and I'm like, God damn it.
The cat.
And nobody's there.
Let's go.
It was just the cat
wind.
sneezing.
It's the damn wind.
Like, what? Someone breaking in?
Oh, no, that was just my breathing. God damn it. Again.
Oh, that was my own stomach.
Like-
Jeez.
Meow. Shut up, Carl.
See, the funny part is Bubbles actually likes to lay in our bathroom on top of the cabinet.
Uh-huh.
So, like, we'll walk in and not know
Won't
he's in
even
there.
realize he's in there.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden I'll be in the shower and hearing,
Incoming.
trucks can really get out of hand quickly. You want to talk about lifting, you got body lift, you got suspension lift.
People get crazy.
Absolutely.
And it's actually
Oh, yeah.
proven. The more modifications you put into your truck, it goes
a correlation.
It's per. I think it's per $800. Per $800 is approximately a 1/4 inch increase on your penis size. So I would definitely.
That's not what I heard. I heard it was the other way around. It was not an increase; it was a decrease.
Really.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it definitely.
Maybe that's fake news. Maybe they're putting it out that it is an increase, and that's actually wrong.
Oh, man.
Keep your truck as stock as you can, Ryan.
Hey, the most I've done so far, I'm pretty proud of myself. I've only gotten the tonneau cover.
Well, and speakers.
And the speakers. But that's not making it look any different, though. That's just making it sound like...
Hey.
So maybe that is an increase. It depends.
That could be.
It depends.
Score.
I guess it's.
Have you noticed a difference in girth? Right?
I guess it depends on what the modification is.
Yeah.
See, I think it's for every inch you raise the truck,
Okay.
it's a decrease.
I tell you what,
I tell you what.
that wasn't intentional.
I tell you what.
I tell you what, though.
What? I done told you.
My boss's kid, he has a 2016 F-150 EcoBoost. He's getting it lifted 6 inches,
Oh God.
and his tires just came in. They're 375.
That's crazy. 6 inches is a lot, though.
It is.
His,
That's a lot of
his
lift.
wheels that he's having are 22 by 14
Damn.
with an offset of like negative 76.
I'm going to say this. I'm very, very happy that I did not own a truck long enough to have to replace tires because truck tires suck.
Luckily, thank God, my tires are from Walmart, and I'm perfectly happy with that.
There are some times you can kind of slide
They're
on
like
tires.
my
yeah.
tires are like $180 a piece.
That's not terrible.
I spent
No.
that on the R32.
Yeah,
I was gonna say,
that's why
not
I'm like,
terrible.
I'll stick with them because
What size wheels are those?
They're 18s.
18.
I'd like to get the 20s, but the OEM 20s, nothing crazy.
Because then my penis will get smaller.
Tune in next week when Ryan drives up in a donk. I donked my truck. Yeah, no, I'm glad I didn't own it long enough to have to do any major maintenance.
Oh yeah, those tires that he got are $600 a piece.
That's all. Are you serious? That's more than like a fucking track tire.
Yeah.
Why? What?
Well, they're huge.
I don't
mean, that's
know.
what it is. It's
I have no idea.
Like, yeah, well, we're saying this shit, and then then again, yeah. I mean, I was gonna. My correlation was gonna be, yeah, but look at all the fucking supercars. But you're in a truck. You're not in a supercar.
Oh yeah, the wheels, the tires on the dump truck, the
Yeah.
triaxle dump truck are 385s.
Yeah,
in the
that's-
front.
That's fucking retarded.
That's another thing. So Ryan just got his CDL not that long ago. So congratulations
Hell
on
yeah,
that.
sexy mother trucker right
That's
here.
right. That's right. It's on that license of yours. You can haul ass literally.
CDL can't do labor.
So that makes you are qualified to drive up to what?
Tractor trailer.
So up to, is there a limitation on trailers?
Yeah.
or no?
There's the endorsements like tanker, hazmat, all
Okay.
that. So I can only drive just like a regular tractor trailer that has the box
pallets of shit,
trailer,
whatever.
yeah.
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 Yeah, if you have to get
Or
the hazmat,
like a flatbed. If I
Haz-
want to drive like a gas truck or oil truck,
there's extra certification.
then I have to get a hazmat certification and a tanker.
But you still have a
certification.
CDL license.
Yes.
Which
All I would
what
have to
class
do-
is that?
It's Class A.
So you're Class A now. So does going up to like tanker or anything like that change your class or no?
No, it's just it's
an endorsement
just-
on the back of the license.
Yeah, it's like a
Okay.
certificate to drive that
Gotcha.
or whatnot. And all you do for that is you go to the DMV and you take it's like a permit test.
So if anyone who's may be interested in going through the process of getting the CDL, what has to be done?
Well, I went to school for it, so I just didn't go and
I know that.
go and get it.
The way he said it,
I don't know how-
I could.
I don't know how. I'm seriously.
no,
I have no idea how people don't go to school to get your CDL.
So
Because what are you practicing on?
Yeah, that's true.
You got to take a driver's test.
Okay, so that's what I'm getting at. The process in order
Oh,
in order
okay.
to acquire
Hey man,
No, so you actually get it by going and taking a driver's test just like you would for your normal
Yes.
car license, okay? So you either have to have that experience prior to taking it.
yeah. Or do how I did, and I went through like a school. I was in
Right.
the classroom, learned a bunch of stuff.
Now you were
And then-
fortunate and your employer paid for that,
Yeah.
which was nice. And
Yeah.
I think a lot of employers probably do if they know.
Yeah,
if-
they-
Is it expensive?
Oh, well,
How long is the class, by the way?
the class is you have 104 hours of classroom time.
Okay.
The one that I did, and then you have 44 hours of driving time, and it's all they do. You do it all through the school, but it's $5,500. The one I saw, I mean, and I'm sure you can add on to that because you're not putting in like the money for your permit test
Right.
and all the
But you know
endorsements
what?
cost money
In
too.
reality, it's a chunk of change, but at the same time,
That's an
if you-
investment.
It's a career. That's exactly
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like it's the same concept as getting a trade job or like
Yeah.
becoming a barber. You pay for the schooling.
Yeah.
But
It's an investment
which-
in your future.
I think when
yeah.
Paul was doing it, I think he said it was like $5,000 or $6,000.
Yeah.
It's definitely more now,
Yeah.
but like it's an investment in exactly. You
Yeah.
have a particular set of skills that you can utilize.
Oh
to
yeah,
make
I
some
look
serious
at
money.
like a lot of people can't get their regular license.
Yeah.
And I've gotten that, and then
Yeah.
I've gone and upgraded to a CDL.
Might as well go get your motorcycle while you're at it.
Hey.
Fuck it. Go for it.
Have all three, the trifecta.
Facts.
And not own a motorcycle though.
Boom.
Yeah.
But then again, you're not going to own a truck. You're not going to own a big rig.
No.
So you work for a landscaping company.
Yes.
Shout out to.
Godshaw's Landscaping Services.
That's right. If you need your work done, you should go to Godshaw's. Godshaw should sponsor the show. They should. After all, I've brought one of their employees coffee and brownies in the middle of a snowstorm.
It was the end.
You ungrateful bastard, dude.
It was a very nice gesture. I appreciate it.
Bullshit.
Yeah, because like 5 minutes later we were done and I had to go home.
Yeah, that was just shitty timing. But you know who didn't appreciate it? Maddie.
She did not. She's like, you little bitch.
Yeah, you batch.
Just got your eyes out.
So Godshaw's end up sending you to get your CDL, and so you went through the class for that, and then what's involved in the driver's test for that?
The driver's test is you do your skills, your backing skills. You do 3 of them. You do parallel parking, you do straight line back, and you do offset. And
What's offset?
offset is where you start in one lane and then you back to go to the next lane that's right over there.
Oh.
Okay. So it's just a parallel. It's
it's
parallel, but in just a lane.
Yeah,
not a
it turns
spot.
into like parallel parking.
Okay. So what would you
You're
say?
just
You
switching.
said you did parallel, offset, and what was the other one?
Straight line.
Straight line. Okay.
That's just backing in a straight line.
That's got probably the easiest of them.
yeah.
Is there an allowance for how much you're allowed to correct or no?
No, actually, there's cones on the sides of each of the events.
You just can't run
You
them
can't
over.
hit the cones. You can't hit the lines. You get 2 free pull-ups. So if like parallel parking, you get
Yeah.
it, you back in, and then
Kinda like
gotta
a car, you have
yeah,
so
you wanna
many,
straighten
yeah.
it out a little bit, or you got to correct there. You're too far back or
Right.
too far forward. You can use your pull-ups or whatnot.
I gave up pull-ups when I was about 2 years old.
Boom.
I take them in the truck with me. So I keep on rolling.
You don't know how long you're going to be on the road. You got to keep them diapers with you.
Hey, man, you got to make money.
That's right. It's the way of the road. It's the way she goes, Bubs.
Time is money.
It's the way she goes. All the piss jugs.
Greasy.
That's fucking greasy. It's a Trailer Park Boy reference.
I have no idea.
And then
what's going on.
obviously you do your road test. You go
Okay,
out,
yeah, that
you
was
go
my-
out on the road and they're testing you for your turning.
How far do you go? Is it like a
It was
20
like
minute?
I think it was like 10 miles.
Oh, it's not
It
that
was
bad.
it was simple. It was pretty easy. But they do the biggest part of that test is when you're pulling out of the facility that there's a curb and you're making a right turn on the 309
Yep.
and you can't hit the curb because if you hit the curb it's an automatic failure.
Can you go over the yellow line? I mean, I guess you have
can
to.
you can go over the yellow
Yeah.
line. They will charge points for it, but there is a way you can make that turn.
You just got to
perfectly.
do a hard swing left
Yeah,
first.
and then
then
it all depends on other drivers that are over
Yes.
that white line that are in the,
or making the turn in, or yeah. So you have to be really aware of your surroundings.
but yeah, they're just checking for your shifting wise and making sure you're confident.
And
while
how many
driving.
speeds was on the truck you tested
It was a
on?
10 speed.
Oh, 10 speed. I had a 10 speed growing up. It was a Huffy.
disc brakes and all.
Shit, I had a question. I had a question. Fuck. It must not have been very important.
Clearly.
I forget what it was.
It was about cars and coffee.
No, it was about trucks. Oh, well, okay, now that you brought that up, why don't you tell everybody what your plan?
Oh, my plan. I plan on bringing the big old triaxle dump truck to Cars and Coffee Lehigh Valley.
God, yes. Oh my God, yes.
Because you said your boss has just got a new one, or is he getting
Yeah,
a new
he's
one?
getting a new one,
Okay.
and it will have the logo on and everything. I said it's a good way to promote.
And when you park, you got to like tilt the bed just a little bit. Like,
Hell yeah, bring
not,
that
not
son of a
full,
bitch
not
in.
full tilt, like
Nah,
45
just
degree.
a little bit, just
Yeah.
a little.
I want to see this.
That would be. I wonder if they'd even let you in. I wonder.
That air horn will tell him to move out of the way.
Oh, you won't let me in? I got 3 axles of reasons why you should. That would be cool. That really would be cool.
I'm bigger than you. Move.
That's a nice Ferrari you got there. It'd be a shame if something happened to it.
Word.
No, that would.
Ferraris aren't really that common over there now that I think about it.
It'll be that truck will be one of the most expensive things on that lot.
That is true though. How
Yeah.
much does one of those trucks go for?
About around 190 grand.
So between 150 and 200, depending on the year.
Yeah,
and
all
options.
the
Yeah. So that's. And I never knew that's how much trucks cost.
Oh yeah, they get
fucking
up.
money.
It's ridiculous.
And for those of you who don't know what a triaxle is, that's a dump truck rated up to how much weight?
I can't remember off the top of my head. I
You
think
just
it's-
took the
I know,
test,
think
man.
It's like 76,000 pounds or no. It's 24 ton. So
So 48,000.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're all different. There's different ones that are rated different weights.
Okay.
It's all in the make and the model too.
Okay. All right. And what's your favorite? What's your favorite?
I like me Peterbilt.
Say it again.
Peterbilt. One more time.
Peterbilt. Peterbilt.
The Jake brake.
You know, living where we do, we can hear everyone Jake breaking down the Coopersburg.
I actually
Hill.
think you are not supposed to be Jake braking.
No, there's a brake retardant in through Coopersburg.
Okay.
Yeah, there is. There that sign's up there. You're not allowed to do that, but they do it.
I don't understand because it's mostly flat.
No, when you're coming down.
Oh, down the hill. Okay.
Yeah, like from Quakertown.
God, yeah.
Yeah, that going down that hill because it goes from 55 to 35.
Yeah.
So rightfully so. If you don't know that stretch of road, you're coming down there, and yeah, you
Hauling.
yeah, yeah. We always hear it here because it just echoes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we always like, up, going down Coopersburg. Well, okay. We're gonna wrap up this segment, and we're gonna move on to what did you do this week? Simple as that. Now we're not doing Instagram Live this week.
9.
Just for time wise. So I'm going to go to Instagram to see what we have here for people, what they wrote in, what they did. Eric E. Rose 914, Eric Rosenberger said he broke it and he's slowly fixing it.
Okay.
So I guess I can elaborate a little bit with Eric because I actually was kind of involved with helping him fix it. So I can kind of go on to it, and it's not embarrassing, and it is kind of a fluke thing. So Eric's Golf R has air suspension set up in it, and his compressor, he had an Air Zenith OB2 is the name of it, Air Zenith OB2 compressor, which is the same one that I have in the R32. That ended up seizing. The bolt inside the actual pump came out. It broke and came out, and it jammed up the piston. So the power was still going to the compressor, but it wasn't spinning.
Yeah.
So the load on the circuit was way too much, and it actually melted the ground wire. It overheated the ground wire, melted it, and then that ground wire was running right over top of his 2 front airbag hoses, and it melted a hole through his air hoses. So he lost air in his front. And I think it didn't melt anything else. So he got very, very lucky with it killing when it shut off when it did. At the time, we didn't know what caused it. I thought maybe a frozen manifold because it was going that a really cold section of time. But fortunately, we ended up getting it. He was able to gimp it to the Hellertown Exxon, and it parked there. And I made up a little fitting to help inflate the front bags without the management. So we did that. He ended up getting it home. He drove it here this week on Wednesday. We cleaned everything up. I took the compressor apart and found the broken bolt. They warrantied it. It has a 2-year warranty on it.
Very
so
nice.
he had to pay it for it to go back to Vegas. $40 to ship that thing because it's a heavy compressor.
Yeah.
It's heavy. So he's getting a new one on the way. We have it all hooked up without the compressor right now, so it has air in it. He can add air to it via the tank. Via another compressor, so he has it set up to do that in an emergency. But he doesn't drive too much, which is good. So he's fixing it. So now he really just has to wait for the compressor. But
Get a rig.
It's a fluke. It's a fluke. Things
I had problems with mine.
things break. It sucks. Things do break. Everything is made by people, and people are not perfect. So.
I had one of my fittings that broke. Right as soon as I was pulling in the garage, it broke, and the front end just aired out.
Yeah, you were lucky that it happened where it did.
Yeah, if I would have been driving, I would have been.
Well, same thing with Eric. He was lucky it happened where it did because once he gets on the 78, that could have dropped down while he was driving, and then
you're up Shit's Creek without a paddle.
Up Chocolate Creek without a popsicle stick. Yeah, absolutely.
Dang.
And it sucks because we weren't able to fix it right then and there, so it had to sit more than a day. It sat almost 2 days, and that. Luckily, the management there didn't care. It was right after the snowstorm, so no one was really caring at that point. Yeah. So Eric's he's fixing it, so that's good. We have Heimbake. We got Dan, which is your cousin, actually. Actually, Dan's the reason why we know each other.
That is true.
So fuck you, Dan.
Oh. He said it, not me. It wasn't me.
That was a message from Maddie, actually.
Oh.
She told me to tell Dan fuck him.
Oh, I don't know about that.
That's not true. Or is it? Dun, dun, dun. We got Dan. He said he changed a broken fog lamp. Then it was replaced 5 months ago. It failed within 2 days of each other. Someone, he writes, cough, Sylvania, cough, is going to get a phone call about their 12-month warranty next week. Go get him, Dan. You get him. And that's the thing with bulbs, too. Bulbs suck. Especially filament bulbs, halogen bulb is you're at the mercy of how long it lasts.
How often you use it.
Well, no, not even. Sometimes I think a lot has to do because it is a metal. It's a metal filament and bumps. It's a very thin piece of wire is all it is, and you hit enough bumps and it can just slowly bend to a certain point, and it's not going to bend anymore. It's going to break. So, it's use it or lose it with bulbs. There's no rhyme or reason to it. You can have one last forever. I've had people, like when I was in service, people coming in with their cars, their headlights had never been changed, and the car was like 15 years old. They lucked out.
Wow. Yeah.
And then you have people who come back a week later.
I bought mine like 6 months later. My HID started going.
Oh, that is shitty.
I was like,
I would love to do a whole section on just HIDs.
It was my first. It was my first car with HIDs, and I'm like, why the hell is this one turning pink?
Yeah. HID. So it's a gas-filled bulb that's ignited each time it turns on, and then they turn funky colors when they start to go bad. It's weird.
Purple and pink, and then eventually
nothing. So let's go around the table. Casper, what'd you do automotive-wise?
What did I do this week? I didn't do much other than I had a replacement motor shipped to my desired shop for replacement of the bad one. And so the replacement motor arrived, and my best good friend Kevin was being very smart and did a leak down test on this replacement motor. And the replacement motor is in worse shape than the motor that's in the car. So I'm having a real fucking great time with this whole
Fun fact,
ordeal.
Volvo does not make a bad motor.
I'm just
But
kidding.
your experience at this point is saying
It's
otherwise.
fucking horrendous. It's so bad. It's so bad. I'm over it.
But hey, Kevin did the right thing and
Yeah.
checked it before
Yeah,
it
he
got
checked
put
it
in
before
the
the-
fucking car.
Well, yeah, exactly. So that's done.
Whereas your
And-
last guy did not.
No, he didn't. But again, I mean,
This whole thing
I
could
was
have been
being
solved.
It could have been solved, but at the same time, I was being, whatever. I didn't ask him to do it either, and they had the warranty. And realistically speaking, it should have been done. It wasn't done. It's done and over with at this point, and I'm just actually.
Well, no, it's
I'm actually
not.
just going
It's
to.
not over with.
It's not over with. Well, my experience with this car is over with because I'm not fucking keeping it. But I think I'm trying to contact them so that I can try to square away some kind of refund because I'm not
Honestly,
dealing with
I
this
would
shit.
if I was you, and I'm not, thank God. But I would honestly try. I would get them for a motor. Keep that. It's not costing you anything other than time.
Which is that's true.
It's on them. Eventually, they'll send you a good motor,
No, well, hopefully.
and it's all their money. They cannot charge you to send it back. It's their money. You spent it, so that was your money.
True.
So I honestly would get them to keep sending you a motor until they send you a good one. They'll eventually fucking learn, and they'll send you a good one eventually.
Or they do have the option of rebuild, so I mean I could always ask for that, but I don't know.
If they're paying for it,
Well, yeah, that's what I mean.
Screw
yeah.
it.
Yeah. A rebuild would be nice.
Wait, do they rebuild it?
They pay for the rebuild.
Oh yeah, shit, yeah, do that. Absolutely. At
probably
this
would be
point,
beast.
at this point,
Well, the reason
can't trust
the
them,
reason I opted for a replacement is because it was quicker.
it was
You know
supposed
what
to
I
be a
mean?
drop
Yeah,
in essentially.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Which makes sense, but at this point,
yeah,
I would just tell them, look, you obviously can't get your shit together.
clearly.
Rebuild my shit and call it a day, and send me a turbo.
Yeah.
But
Schwerd.
I didn't. Oh yeah, Ryan, go ahead. Your turn. What'd you do automotive-wise this week?
I washed all the salt off my truck. Gave her a nice bath, shined her up real nice.
All of the salts.
Probably not all of them,
Each
but
salt.
most of it.
1, 2. And it's gonna rain this week, so it doesn't. All your hard work.
That's all right.
Getting the salt off is good.
Yeah, I
though.
got to do that.
Yeah.
My car's
Yeah.
so fucking right now.
I'm happy I got this off on the Audi just in time. That's what I did this week. I washed the Audi. The R32 needs another bath. White car problems. Always fucking cleaning it, but
Word. Actually, now that I look at I probably could have taken the bike today. Looking outside, it still hasn't rained.
It's probably. I mean, it's only like.
Well, they said 1
40%
o'clock.
chance.
I think it was like 1 or 2 o'clock.
only
It
12:20 at
increased.
this
I just
point.
don't want to risk
Now
it.
it's not going to rain at all.
did it
Get the
change?
fuck out of here.
Did it
At
change?
5 o'clock.
Yeah, later.
It's,
Really?
It's
Oh,
a
well.
40% chance.
Oh, fuck it. Then I'll take it to the mall.
Yeah. Oh well. You can buy some new shoes.
No, I have to return hat. I have to exchange hats. I got the wrong size. Yeah, I thought I had it down, and then I got it, and I put it on, and it seemed fine. Then I got home, and I'm like, this is kind of tight. I got it 1/8 of an inch too small. So, what?
That's why I like that flex fit.
You're seriously having a hat problem right now?
Yeah. You got a problem with me having a hat problem?
I don't. White people problems. Anyway.
I mean, yeah.
That's so basic. Why don't you go pick up a pumpkin latte while you're out?
I can't. I gave up coffee, bro.
A pumpkin spice
another 3
latte is
weeks.
not really a coffee.
That's true. It's a dessert with a coffee flavor. That's facts.
It's
That's the one
it's
thing.
liquid pumpkin.
You know what grinds my gears? When people go to Dunkin', Starbucks, whatever, and they come back with this gorgeous contraption that is a fucking dessert, and they call it a coffee.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You do
No.
not have a coffee. You have a dessert
Dessert.
that has some coffee flavor in it.
It's like a
That's what it
million
is.
calories.
It's a liquid
It's
coffee
so
cake.
bad. It's like it's just
so
sugar.
bad.
It's nothing
and
but
like-
sugar,
I
man.
know.
Yeah.
I know, and it's like,
Yeah.
I'll say it. I used to when I was
Say it.
younger, like
Say it.
late teens and stuff. When I first like actually started sipping on coffee here and there, I would have like a Java chip at Starbucks or some shit because I just like that chocolate shit. But then
Yeah.
after a while, so I would say when I was like 20 or 21, I think it was. I was drinking coffee and I realized I'm like, this really isn't doing anything for me. Like it's not. I don't wake up from this. I don't do anything. So I started cutting down the sugar and the cream significantly. And then after I want to say probably like 2 or 3 months, right around like 21, after when I actually started to like really drink coffee, I really completely it just started being black. And at that point is when I started to realize that you can genuinely taste the difference in coffee when you don't have all this fucking additive shit in it. You can actually tell, because because it just masks it. Yeah, you get the cream and sugar, but it masks everything up for you.
Yeah, Ryan. How many sugars do you like in your coffee?
Oh God. Oh, are you one of those?
I was drinking like I was doing like 3 and 3.
3 cream or 3 sugar?
Yeah, but now I'm down to 2.
Oh,
So I'm
dog.
going-
That's like a standard.
I'm
A
going
2 is like
down.
a standard, though. That's a good way of
It's
I
can
have met
taste more-
people that go like sugar, 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 sugar,
Yeah.
sugar, sugar.
Oh yeah,
sugar,
the one
sugar,
guy
sugar,
I work
sugar.
with, he goes 5 and 5. I was like,
holy
well,
crazy.
I'm like, is there any coffee in there?
Yeah.
Why though? One, it's not healthy for you.
No, it's not. It's not.
2, it doesn't
It's-
even taste good.
No, it's just.
Well, I mean, it's a matter of
sweet.
it's
It's,
a matter
super
of,
sweet.
It's a matter of preference.
Yeah, but okay, we're going off on a coffee rant, and
Yeah.
keep it short here. But here's my thing about coffee, and you said it with putting stuff in it. It masks
The
coffee.
actual taste, yeah.
So what burns my clutch is when people say I love coffee, and then you see what they put into it. I'm like, no, you
a
don't
pound of
like
sugar.
coffee. You like flavored coffee.
Yeah,
and
which
that's
is huge difference.
it's yeah.
Put like a pound of sugar in there.
Yeah, you like what you put in it, not the coffee. If you liked coffee,
You would drink coffee by
drink
itself,
it
yeah.
black and
Or
taste-
mildly like, I mean, there's some people that like because some people like
you
a
could
certain
put coconut oil in it for.
Well, no, I mean, but
you
there's some
could.
people that like a certain type of coffee, let's say, and just pure black, it's maybe a little bit too bitter for them, so they'll toss in a creamer. They'll toss in a little bit of sugar.
But
like,
you know what though? If you explore into coffee, there are
you can
different.
find coffees that are fine.
There are
black.
different.
Yeah.
They're called profiles. Different tasting profiles that you can go. Okay, this one has more acid. This one's more sweet. This one's more bitter. You can. It's all in how they roast it and where the bean comes from.
Yeah.
So to say that there's, that's the only way I can drink it because that's how I
Yeah,
like
That
it.
ain't true.
Just expand it.
You guys should have like a coffee segment.
Could have a coffee.
I would like it. I really
Because
would.
you're going into detail. With
I actually have a very good friend that is very, very, very involved in like the whole brewing process, so we can have him on. if we
Really?
want. Yeah.
Does he do anything with roasting?
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I really would actually like to do that.
Yeah.
I know Crystal with her health stuff that she posts up for her fitness page and whatnot. Her and I have actually been talking about doing a combined video because I'm not really involved with any of her fitness stuff. I mean, look at me. So, but she wants to do a coffee segment for people to be able to have their coffee healthier. That still might want to add stuff to it.
Stop putting shit in it.
Yeah, but there are alternatives.
Of course.
And she wants. I said, why don't we do a combined video that I'll be on with you and I can talk about stuff because Crystal doesn't know as much as I mean. I'm not an expert by any means, but I know more than she does about coffees. So I would love to do a coffees episode. That would be kind of cool. We could have a whole tasting table too.
You're welcome.
No, you're welcome.
You are.
You're welcome to fucking leave. No, I'm just
Well,
and on that.
And on that note,
Well, we're going to wrap up here with
Yep.
our final segment. We introduced it last week, and it's our co-driver of the week. So this is a segment that we're going to do every episode. It's how we're going to end every episode, and it's nominating someone who has been influential in your life or supportive of your automotive endeavors. If you want to nominate that person that is in your life that has either influenced or supported you, go to thebeardeddetailer.com/gearshift and submit your answer there. You can also email us at gearshiftpodcast@gmail.com, message us at Facebook, which is Gearshift Podcast, Instagram, Gearshift Podcast. And any way you can reach us, submit your put your submission in, and we'll pick one each week, and we will read it on the episode. So so don't write anything that you don't want said broadcasted worldwide.
Facts.
Like, I'd like to nominate my sister whose social security number is 123. Yeah, so don't do that. But yeah, I think this is a very good thing. I'd like to keep it going. Write in. So this week, Ryan is going to nominate someone.
I'd have to nominate my dad.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean,
I feel like it's a typical
some
car
of
guy
the
thing.
choices that I've made with cars, he was not on board with them, but he was always there. And I mean, especially since I got the truck now, he's all about it.
Of course. Yeah, of course.
you done did good, Ryan.
You done did good, son.
I'm
Tell
glad-
you what.
Glad this is a truck episode.
But yeah, honestly, I think I'd have to have my dad.
Yeah.
I was always out there with him while he was cleaning trucks from when I was a little kid to now I'm 25 and we do this. It's like a father-son thing.
Yeah. And what's your dad's name again?
Craig Mindler.
Craig Mindler. So this week's co-driver of the week goes out to Craig Mindler. You the man.
You the real MVP.
Cheers.
Yeah, Pop.
Cheers. Cheers. Papa Mindler. Well,
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's good. And I think that's a typical car guy answer is like, my dad got me
It
into
won't be
it.
for me, but that is pretty typical.
Yeah. So, it won't be for everybody. There's always,
no.
everyone has that one person.
I feel like it is a very typical car guy answer, and
Especially for a guy.
Yeah.
That's a
it's a
traditional
father-son
father-son.
thing.
Which is crazy because like
activity,
mine, and it's most of the people that I know that are into cars is because of that, and I'm not. And
Yeah.
I was always like, I kind of wonder why that is.
Yeah.
But then,
Yeah, I know. I know with Chloe. Chloe is my oldest daughter.
Chloe's my oldest son. And,
Yeah, she's my oldest daughter, and I do a lot of car related stuff with her. She loves watching Top Gear with me. In fact, that's our nightly ritual: is we sit down and watch Top Gear. So I think maybe if she ever gets in the vehicles down the road, she'll also say it was my dad that got me into it.
Yeah.
But then it might turn into her kids will say, well, it was my mom. You never know. But it's all about support. And we talked about that with the motorsport episode with support from your family and friends.
makes a big difference.
You never know when your support is going to fuel somebody else's passion. And that was the whole purpose why I wanted to do this segment is not just for fame. You're not getting a prize out of this for nominating that person, but hearing somebody else's story might go, well, I'm in that same situation. I guess I need to keep doing what I'm doing, or I really need to thank this person for doing this. So if you want it, this is your way to say thank you, is to let us know, and we'll read it on air, and then you can send them the episode and say, here we go, I made a tribute to you. In the worst possible way. All right. Well, this wraps up episode 12. This has been episode 12 of Gear Shift, the truck episode. We will be back next week with our technology episode, then versus now. And then we will also be at Wookiees in the Woods as well. So coming soon. Coming very soon. I can't wait. I'm so giddy about it.
Be good times. Good times.
I'm all tingly.
How many days?
About a week. A little bit over
Wednesday,
a week.
Thursday. Oh, how many till we leave? Are you saying how many we're down there, or how many till we leave?
No, I just figured you would say it a different way.
Well, we're not 30. We're not 30 days. How many days are we now? We are. Hang on, I have.
Today's Saturday, so 7, 8, 9, 10. About just
When do you leave next week?
10 days till we leave.
10 sexy days, Julian. Sexy. All righty. Well, on that note, hey, thank you all for listening. We appreciate the support. Be sure to share in any way, shape, or form that you can. Like us on all of our social media platforms, and
Spread the word.
And give us a review on iTunes if you can. Let us know how you like it and give us feedback. So we will. We're signing off with that. I've been Christoph.
I'm Casper.
I'm Ryan.
And this has been Gear Shift. See you next week.
Gear Shift Podcast is a production of Gear Shift. If you have any questions, please email us at gearshiftpodcast@gmail.com or visit us on Facebook.